Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to One Good Question, our Friday episode, where we take questions from you, the homies, from Discord, 50percentfacts.com if you want to join that Discord. And we answer your questions in a beautiful, concise method.
Bite size.
Yeah, anything. Fitness, nutrition, life, who cares? If you throw it in Discord, if you haven't used Discord, it's basically like a group chat. It's a little more organized. It's just like-minded people. It's 3rd Street Barbell folks. It's good company folks. And on the left, once you download the app, it's free. There's a group chat, and that's where you can just talk shit, and we're always messing around. On the left, there's a tab that says One Good Question. Leave your question in there, and if you're chosen, you win a prize from us, and you get shouted out today, and that's how it goes.
There we go.
A maybe 10-time winner at this point. We got Michael Jordan in the chat. Keith has all the questions.
He has all the questions.
And we have all the answers, Keith, buddy. He said, of 2 years having 3rd Street up and running, have you guys gotten to the membership count you expected? Does the gym, or want to be at, does the gym have a high turnover member rate? And what's one small thing you would have done differently? Before we dive in, so we haven't been open 2 years, and I know we celebrated our 2-year birthday, and that's just based on loosely when we got the keys.
Yeah, so it's our get the keys anniversary.
Yeah, because that's like the start, at least for us, and publicly, like we announced it and stuff like that. The gym has only been up and running maybe a year and a half,
right? And
you can almost really only count. In my head, I only count 3 months, like, for lack of a better term, legally open. Like it was legal, but like normal, people are going to the office type shit. So we've only been open 3 or 4 months in my eyes. So 3 questions, I guess. You cheater, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's always slipping the extra stuff in, man. God love him.
Let's start at the end. What's one thing you would have done differently?
Oh, that's the hardest question. I knew you were going to do that. One thing I would have done differently, I would have hired somebody to do the foam in this room. That's something I would have done. That's probably the biggest thing. I don't know if it would have made any difference, but also I lost a lot of sleep over how toxic this shit is and having to do it, and then I didn't end up doing it. You guys did, and still it was a thing.
That didn't bug me. I had a little bit of fun.
I would have probably put this reflective material up on the ceiling a lot sooner too.
Yeah,
because it does make a difference. We're not dying in here at the moment.
Yeah, and we try to podcast a little earlier too. I don't know. Is it everywhere where it just gets hot as shit way late, or is that like a Sacramento thing? Like we don't really get crazy hot till like 4.
I think that's everywhere.
Normal.
Yeah, unless you're living in a place that's always hot. Some
equatory.
Some more equatorial.
Yeah, which we're not that far, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we podcast in the morning. It's fine. It's probably, I don't know, 75, 80 degrees back here, which is doable.
Yeah.
You get a little sweaty in a leather chair. I don't know what I would do differently, honestly. Not to say our plan was perfect by any means, and not to also be the fucking, you gotta fail to learn to get up 8 times because I fell 7 guy. I hate that guy. But there's nothing like blaring to me like, man, we fucked that up, like
no.
We really structured a plan, and similar to when people ask me like, what are you most proud of or whatever, a lot of it is the execution of our original idea or our evolving idea. Obviously ideas evolve, but I think our execution was spot on, like branding, spot on the community starting to build, spot on the type of folks that are in here lifting weights, kind of everything.
The biggest thing I would change is something we can't change. So that's the
timing, I guess.
Yeah, the timing. But like theoretically, we could have held off, and this building would still have been available because nothing's going on with it, and we might have been able to get it cheaper. But I don't know that that's the case.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know. Like the downtown that we're in. There's a reasonably high business failure rate, but there's also a very high business speculation rate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of commercial property speculation. There's a lot of housing going in. You will occasionally notice over the next probably 18 months that there'll be something loud in the background because we were literally next door to a construction site.
Yeah, big old apartments are going in.
Yeah, which could benefit us.
Yeah, potentially.
Depending on how long it takes for them to get them built and full.
Yeah, I don't know. Like timing, I don't know if I believe in fate or universe or signals or what the fuck, but like Because then counter to that, say we wait 2 years before we open. Like, are we as motivated? Do we go as hard? You know, like, who knows?
Probably not.
Yeah, by that time, I'm pretty bad at making decisions. I've been trying to adopt a dog. Not trying. I'm thinking about adopting a dog. I guess trying. I've applied multiple times for, like, literally 2 years, and I haven't had a dog yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, like, eventually I'm just going to, like, well, I'm not supposed to have a dog, and just stop. And so, like, the gym could have been like that, too. You know, like, I think you got to strike while the fire's hot, and there's a bunch of cliche sayings for it, but I do think, like, moving forward is better. Moving forward with like no plan is better than not moving at all. And so you just got to kind of go.
And in the spirit of something that learned just last week, that not relative to the gym but relative to life, like something that I have been seriously second guessing myself about for years. Something that I felt like I should have done at a point in the past that would have made a difference, and I'm realizing that it wouldn't have made any difference at all. Yeah. And so I can stop beating myself up about it. And this is the same kind of scenario. It's like so many things you think if you could go back and change them, they would make things different.
Yeah,
but they might not make things different in a way that's helpful to you, or they might not make any difference at all.
That's like how I feel about like fate.
Not that I don't believe in fate.
But that's what I mean. But like that.
The things happen.
Yeah, like I don't know if I could have changed everything. But I don't think that my future's foretold. But I don't think it's like a willingness to lose control.
Yeah.
Right? Because you felt like if you were in more control of certain situations, the outcome would have been different.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Which is like loosely fate.
Yeah.
Right? Because the truth is like we don't have any control over this.
Yeah.
That's that. You know, Jesus take the wheel. That's where I need to be.
Yeah. We don't, or Darwin. We don't have any.
True.
Darwin, take the wheel. We don't have the kind of granular control of the outcomes of shit that we feel like we do.
Right, and that's with everything. From your physique and your workouts, like whether you chose this exercise or that exercise isn't going to make a difference from 10 years from now if you hit it hard. The one sentence you text your girlfriend isn't going to change it. The one business decision, the one marketing decision we took, the one T-shirt I put out isn't going to make or break our brand. Like all those things is what makes me like, I don't know if fate's the best word. Destiny. Yeah. Destiny's a little looser than fate.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
Like fate feels like you're going XYZ to get here. Yeah. And destiny feels like I don't know what's going to happen in the middle here, but I'm going to end up in the end zone over there.
Yeah.
And so that makes me kind of believe in that. Does the gym have a high turnover rate? Statistically, no. Statistically, you know, all we compare to is like the industry norm, and that's a 30% turnover rate month to month, year to year. And we're probably at 5% max. So, and that's probably more typical of gyms like this, you would think. I don't know, because they obviously don't do a lot of surveys on strength communities,
right?
But even if you compare this to other CrossFits and stuff, I'd assume we're in the upper echelon of turnover, and that's a goal. That's the goal. That's why good company is good company. The goal is the vibe. The goal is the community. And when you like where you are, not everyone loves working out, and I know a lot of you guys listening can't comprehend that because you love working out. Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't like working out, and so when you go to a place and you like the place and you like the music and you like the people there, you're much more likely to stick around.
And you know, just in terms of things that are different than I thought they were going to be, during the worst of the pandemic, when we were obviously open the whole time, the people that we were getting were just the hardcore folks who just couldn't even countenance the idea of not working out.
Yeah.
And some of them had home gyms. It just wasn't the same experience for them. They needed to get out and get away. A lot of them working from home. And I just
stuck at home too much.
It's just not something that we could have anticipated, and it's not necessarily, you know, who we thought we would get. And now, if in marketing you tend to concentrate on like the area most close to you geographically, and thinking that you'll get those people, but we still get people who are traveling a distance.
Yeah, we got some 40-minute haulers,
which is crazy to me, but maybe not. You know,
it's not that crazy to me. One, because I've done it, and then two, like
I've done it too. But yeah.
But like just because like the vibe, you know, like you really can't change it. If I have an option, I'm always going to choose.
Yeah,
quality over close.
Yeah,
you know, even with clothes, kind of with everything. And are we at the member count you expected to be at? I had no clue about expectations. Is it the member account I want? Probably not. And is it the member amount that the gym can handle? Definitely not. And I think that again goes into like general business, because we try to be as transparent with you guys. We've talked numbers and shit here. Like, a commercial gym makes money on the 3,000 members that don't show up.
Yeah.
And then loses money on the 100 members that do show up.
Right.
Right? Because they're the ones ruining the equipment. They're the ones using your toilet paper. Like, that's literally members in a gym lose you money. It's true.
Because they show up, yeah.
Yeah, the ones that show up lose you money.
Right.
Because they're breaking shit and they're using the chalk and whatever, right? Those are the things you have to replace with money, and you have to clean up after them, et cetera, et cetera. They're the ones that bend bars. The 3,000 members that are paying that do not show up literally lose you no money. That's the best business model on the planet.
Right.
That is not the business model we chose. We're not trying to be for everybody. We probably aren't for everybody. And so in those instances, I would say the ratio of people that use the gym that pay for it is extremely high compared to most gyms as well.
Yeah, I think it's very high. I think 100% of the people who,
I was going to say like
95% of the people who are members use the gym.
I was going to go 98.
Multiple times a week.
Yeah.
Multiple times a week.
And so, but that's our goal as well. So do we want or need 500 members to make this community or financially successful? No. But what we're 6,000-ish square foot. And if you go based on that, purely based on that and based on the waves we have right now, we have a morning wave, kind of a mid-afternoon wave, and then an evening wave, which is probably fairly typical of every gym on the planet, regardless of the style of gym. I think we could probably triple membership and still be not annoying.
Still be comfortable, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we're under where I thought we would be at 6 months still, and a year and a half in. But like taking the pandemic into account, into account how much more difficult it is to get social media traction now.
Yeah, speaking of that, I don't know how, maybe I'll save it for the next episode. I had like the first thing on my Instagram do anything in 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, anything. Not anything. I don't like the term viral either, unless you actually go ape shit. But like the first one, like hit accounts that don't follow me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like do something.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
So that's hard. I agree.
Yeah, no, it's harder than, like, when we conceptualized everything, we were thinking about traction being easier.
Yeah.
And the reality is that, like, we have to pay.
I always knew that would be hard just because, majority of our socials and the listeners even, right? Like, if we had every listener in the gym, we'd already have 3 locations.
Yeah.
If they all lived in Sacramento, right?
Yeah.
Like, it would be that easy. But, even my bigger socials, YouTube and Instagram, like everyone lives elsewhere. So I always kind of knew that was going to be a bigger part of the equation right there in New York and Toronto and Chicago. But going to your
Vegas.
Yeah. Vegas, LA, obviously.
We do reasonably well in LA and Las Vegas.
The one thing, that's kind of why I said, and maybe it's a little bit for my ego, but that's why I consider us only being open like 4 months.
Yeah, what you're saying.
And then my goals are like the same as yours. Come October, December, we'll revamp this question and I'll see where my head's actually at. That's like my real goal, because we got a meet coming up. Again, like people can travel. The world's like a little more normal now. Mm-hmm. No mask. World's Strongest Man had like a real fucking event. It wasn't like this weird ticketed shit.
Right.
So then I'm like, all right, now fitness is back. All the expos are back. Right. CrossFit Games. I think it's the first year CrossFit Games is back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's what, if you guys check out last episode, we kind of talked about the strength world, but I think this is the first time, it's definitely the first time IPF is back, So, like, all right, now we're back. So we've been open since whenever all those rules changed, March.
Yeah.
That's what it is in my head.
Yeah, and we're having another surge right now, and but hospitals aren't getting hit, and it's not making any difference here.
No.
In terms of traffic.
No. I mean, people are going to get sick till the end of time, till we all die.
Yep.
So I think business-wise, we'll talk in November, see what's happening, revamp everything. I think our meet's already sold out. If you guys do want to come watch it September 11th, Sacramento, California, I'd love to have you. We're going to have an open gym the day before, free for any guests, which is the 10th. Probably a little bit longer than normal, but assume about 8 a.m. to 1-ish. And then the meat, we haven't come on the price, but there's a small spectator fee, but we're going to have some food. We're going to have a couple homies here, guest appearances. We can't talk about it yet.
For the first time for any meet that I've ever actually paid to get into, we're going to give you something other than
high five.
A high five, and something other than the opportunity to watch for your entry fee.
Yeah. So
we're good like that.
Yeah, we're going to try to make it a thing. So September 11th, we'll have a bunch of lifters, good energy, maybe a guest lifters, not an expo, but we'll have a couple little things, food. Weather will be good, vibes will be high. So if you're around, check that out. 3sb.co for all your clothing. We got some new shit on the way. Should be up in about 2 weeks from this episode, probably even sooner. So pay attention to that. Third Street Barbell everywhere else. I'm Solid Mike. Where you want to find me?
I am at the Jim McDonald on all the social media. This show is 50% facts, where percent is a word and 50 is just numbers. 50% Facts is a Spreaker Prime podcast in association with iHeartMedia on the Obscure Celebrity Network. And we'll talk to you next time.